Thanks for being with us on Talk Pittsburgh on this Monday. Very snowy weekend, chilly Monday.
So cold. You know what? We tried to go to Kennywood Lights this weekend, and we got bundled all up. I had Logan in at least 8 layers.
He looked like the kid from A Christmas Story.
He did. And we got there, and they were closed. So they closed the entire weekend just because of the
snow and the cold.
Weather.
It did get really bad. And of course, everybody is thinking about tonight because the Steelers are getting ready just hours away from kickoff. And this is going to be a really big game playing against a warm weather team.
I know, and I'm glad that you said that because we can't skip over the fact that it is your 15-year anniversary.
Oh, good.
You went right into the headline, and I'm like, you know what?
Oh my gosh, what a surprise.
We have to celebrate you. 15 years, that is a long time, Heather.
I didn't know this was happening. Look at me trying to make a transition to Trey.
I know, and it was so good. It was so good. And I mean, 15 years, can you just briefly talk about, I mean, what was it like your first day here?
Well, I shared that on PTL. It was interesting because we were talking about, I didn't realize that I was going to be on TV that day. I thought that I was just doing paperwork when I got here. No, you know what? It's been a really fun ride. I can't believe all of the transitions and the opportunities that have been afforded to me to be, just through working here all of these years. And I will say that, as I wrote on social media, I think so much of it is you have to recognize your own hard work. I've worked really, really hard over 15 years. I know that I have. But there's also luck, and I think that there is so much to be said about support. And we have so many beautiful, wonderful viewers who have watched me since I was a little pup at 26
And you
on the
still
air.
look like a little pup.
But who've been watching. I mean, they are loyal KDK fans, and and they've been watching for years in their own families, and I just feel lucky to be part of their family in this very small way.
Yeah, well, I feel lucky to get the opportunity to work with you every single day.
Mikey,
You are truly
same.
talented, and so many people love you. So,
Mikey.
happy 15 years!
Thank you.
Okay, now we can get to the game day forecast.
So sweet, Trey. I wasn't expecting it. All right, as you know, the Steelers are getting ready to kick off 8:15 Monday night game. David brought this up this morning. I had no idea our track record, but we have like 22 wins on Monday Night Football.
Really? That's good.
It's
right?
really good.
Yeah.
I think that we have a track record of winning on Monday night, and fingers crossed for that. You could see the ice on the river, though.
No, the water is frozen. But I just assume, because the Steelers, this is a cold weather town that they just do really well. They're used to this
We're
type
ready.
of
We are ready.
climate. We are ready. We really are.
So let's check in with Trey. Trey, I think the bigger thing is going to be for the fans out there who are not moving, tackling, running. They're just sitting there. So how are they going to fare tonight?
Well, I hope they're moving around, drink something warm because it is going to be bone-chilling cold out there this evening. We've got the snow on the ground. That's not going to go anywhere. Our temperatures are going to be in the teens. Now, the winds will lighten up. It won't be as windy as it's been the last couple of days, but we're certainly going to be down into those mid-teens tonight. So if you're headed out to that, bundle up, long johns, long gloves, everything that you need to stay warm.
Yeah, definitely bundle up. I have done this before. I have gone to a game right around this time, and I did not have on enough layers. Like, I froze. I froze.
Yeah, it's rough sitting out in these late season games for sure. You got to be a dedicated fan.
Ooh, there was this one year. Oh, I should find the picture. I just found, it was 2014. I just found out that I was pregnant with Lila. Everything in memory is now based on children.
Of course.
And pregnancies. I ordered nachos, Trey, and it started to snow, and my nachos were frozen, and there was just this layer of snow sitting on them. I was just sitting out there like, all I can do is eat right now because I can't have a beer.
Yeah.
And they're frozen.
Frozen nachos. Hopefully no one has frozen nachos.
Fingers crossed for them.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Trey.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Well, since we're talking about the Steelers, Pittsburgh, I want you to get your wrists ready because it is the 50th anniversary of the terrible towel. And now this started back in 1975.
Oh, wait. First, we've got to talk about the Dolphins here.
Oh, the Dolphins. Look at the Dolphins here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were out, this is at Robert Morris University. They were practicing in the snow because, as we mentioned, they are a warm weather team in Miami where it is warm all the time. Even in the winter when it chills out a little bit, it's still hot.
It's still hot.
So they went out there, and this is how they were practicing and gearing up for the big game tonight.
Oh, could you imagine just the shock of coming from that climate to this climate? That's a big deal, but hopefully they lose. So
Wishing the worst for ya.
The absolute worst. Okay, now we're gonna get the towel. This show is fun already. Okay, so here we go. Terrible Towel turns 50 this year. This is a big birthday. It started with Myron Cope, as I was saying. He was a legendary broadcaster, and this really has become one of the most recognizable symbols in sports. I mean, it is everywhere. I have seen it, of course, at games, at weddings, at funerals, at military bases, overseas. And the thing about this is that the Terrible Towel, it doesn't just hype up crowds, but the proceeds really support a wonderful cause, and it helps people with developmental disabilities, which is really cool.
I had no idea that the charitable aspect of it.
I did not either. And I was just thinking, like, whenever I think about the Terrible Towel, I think about every time Jordan and I, we always go to the season home opener for the Steelers, and we can never remember our towel. So we
go without one?
Well, we end up buying one from the vendor. So
now
we probably have like 30 of them at home, but it's okay. Like,
you asked me if I had a favorite memory, and I don't know that I have a favorite memory, but I do know that we have done some incredible interviews with people, and we've interviewed local astronauts who have taken the Terrible Towel up to space with them.
Amazing.
And that, to me, I think it's so symbolic for us, for Pittsburghers. Even if you're not a huge Steelers fan, it is so symbolic of our town.
It really is.
And so you will see it all across. I think it's really neat.
I love it. I recently volunteered at a senior center, and they were having a pep rally. I think it was maybe for the first Steelers game. And I mean, just to see people in their 80s and their 90s, like waving the Terrible Towel and the joy that it brought them. I mean, this thing has power. It's not just a towel.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We're going to start something new around here. And as you know, as iconic as Terrible Towels are in Pittsburgh, so is the term jagoff. Now, the origins may be questionable. Is it a term of endearment or not, or not so sure? But if you are familiar with Reddit and some of the posts, one of the most popular posts is, am I the fill in the blank?
Yeah.
It's a bad word, but you know the post. So we are going to change things up a little bit, but a very similar concept where someone is basically asking if they are the problem. We're going to call this Jag or Justified. And here's how it's going to work. We want you to write into us. Tell us the situation, and then we are going to determine if you are the Jag in the situation or if you are justified in what you are doing. We're going to post the status on our social media pages. Feel free to comment. You can also DM us if it's like maybe a little bit more. Hop in our DMs. What do they say? Slide into our DMs. Let us know if it's maybe a little bit more personal and you want to remain anonymous but still have us talk about it. We're in. It's going to be fun.
That's going to be fun. So we're going to bring in Natalie Pennsylvania because she is going to help us out on this one because we're trying to figure out. I love that jacket.
I love your dress and this tie. I'm here for all the accessories, everyone.
So how do you determine whether or not maybe in a situation that either you're the problem, maybe you're the Jag?
Like, I've never been the problem, so I wouldn't know.
We should preface this. We're going to talk about some of these situations coming up in a little bit. And you've been doing advice columns for some time.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been syndicated with Universal Express since I think 2017.
Doing advice.
Yeah. And I have my MSW as well. So
what does that mean?
Oh, my master's in social work. So I used to be a therapist. I was a licensed therapist before.
I can tell. This is all making sense right now.
So I feel like I can play this game with some authority.
So what are some self-awareness red flags?
If someone isn't
is a Jag, yes.
Yeah, I think it's a sense of everyone's to blame but me. So there's this constant looking around at who to point the finger at instead of using statements like, this is why I feel this way, it's this is why you made me do this, right? So that energy. I also think if someone is being a Jag, it's usually patterns of behavior that have continued over time that they keep displaying and maybe directing at different people, but they haven't actually acknowledged what the real issue is because that's their blind spot. And I would say the third one, a sense of inflated ego that's actually masking their own insecurity about something.
I see.
Yeah,
I think also, hearing, and I know this with therapy or maybe even with social work, sometimes you're only getting one side of the story, which I think could be the situation even as we're uncovering some of these local problems here. But when you only get one side of the story, it's hard to say with definition that this is exactly what's happening because there's so much more that could be going on.
I mean, Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like,
or sometimes it's obvious.
And sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes
Okay,
I get an
okay.
advice question. I'm like, I don't even know why you're asking me this. Like, we both know what's going on here.
Yeah.
But, you know. It can be nuanced.
I
though,
think
for
there's,
sure,
for
Heather.
a lot of people, they've been so used to being the jag their entire
Exactly.
life that it takes some real power and some real courage to look in the mirror and say, you know what?
I'm the problem.
I'm the
And you know
problem.
what? I like that because that brings up another point of we all play roles in our relationships and our families. And so when you're used to wearing that mask or that space, being in that space, it's very hard to break out because that's how you've now defined yourself. So how do you shift your own perception of reality means you, like to your point, you have to look inside first.
Okay, well, we can't wait to talk with you coming up. I'm excited.
Can't
We
wait
might
either.
be calling you for some help in this new segment. Okay.
I promise I won't tell anyone your identity.
Okay, good.
Good.
So it's all on Talk Pittsburgh, spreading holiday cheer, making sure every child has a gift under the tree, and you can help make it happen. We're going to show you how.
And it's the first day of Hanukkah. Boaz is tracking down some traditional holiday treats here in the Berg. Boaz, where are you?
Well, I am here in the kitchen at Bunny Bakes. We are making some sufganiyot. What is a sufganiyah? Well, we're going to tell you right after the break.
Last night, Jewish people across Pittsburgh lit the first candle on their menorah, marking the first night of the Festival of Hanukkah. I know Boaz loves this holiday, and today he's hanging out in Squirrel Hill. He's giving us a lesson on how to make one of his favorite Hanukkah treats. First of all, happy Hanukkah, Boaz.
Thank you very much. Happy Hanukkah to you and yours as well. And we are making sufganiyot. We're here with Ruth Ann, the pastry chef here at Bunny Bakes. And so you're putting some sort of dough in oil. What can go wrong? This is sort of obviously going to be delicious. What sort of dough is this?
So this is a classic donut dough. It's a fortified dough, so it has both milk and egg in it, but since we're Parv, we use oat milk in our dough as well.
Oh my gosh, well, they're looking delicious. And I'm going to check in here with Rabbi Morty and Rifki, the executive director and director of Friendship Circle and Bunny Bakes. And so happy Hanukkah to both of you.
Hanukkah. Happy Hanukkah.
And I know it's sort of a challenging start to Hanukkah because of the horrible events in Sydney yesterday. So how are you all doing?
We're doing okay. I mean, you know, sometimes better than others. It's definitely a weird Hanukkah, for lack of a better description. Hanukkah is a time to be joyous. It's a time to spread light. It's a time to spread positivity and warmth. And we're also kind of, our hearts are dampened because we just experienced something that, you know, has personal connections and global connections, and it kind of it's you know it's difficult for mankind.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of the only way I can describe it. But we are still doing our best to be as joyous as we possibly can.
Yeah, and so that includes you're making all the traditional Hanukkah foods here at Bunny Bakes. People can stop by and pick up sufganiyot, and maybe there's a dreidel cookie there even too. I don't know.
Yes, we try to run the gamut of our Hanukkah goods, donuts, dreidel cookies, menorah cookies. It's really kind of a time to the oil piece of it is obviously it's great for tasting. It's not great for our health, but hey, you know, it's how
It's
we
one
roll.
week a year.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and so tell me, how did sufganiyot become a Hanukkah treat?
Well, we're always looking for treats when we're looking to be joyous, and as Rabbi Morty said, we're hoping. It took us a minute this Hanukkah. I think by the time we lit the menorahs last night, we were ready to bring the light in, and Bunny Bakes is really doing its part to help bring that sweetness, that joy. The sufganiyot, well, they're fried in oil, so for starters, we can check that off the Hanukkah tradition list. The jelly inside the sufganiyot is the traditional. We've made some cake donuts this year, apple cider cake donuts, and we're really just hoping that people can come in, interact with our wonderful team at Bunny Bakes. The customers are always, you know, they bring light to us. And
we're going to stop by in the next segment. We're going to go next door and be at Bunny Bakes, and I want to get a little closer up look. So this is the traditional jam. What sort of jam is this?
I believe this is a raspberry jam.
Okay. Are we not? Is everybody nodding? No one knows. It's mystery red fruit jam. Is it strawberry? Is it raspberry? No one's sure.
Fruit jam that we're gonna eat.
It's gonna be delicious. That's guaranteed. And so, how do you make sure they don't explode?
Hope for the best. Honestly, I have exploded them on my hands several times.
Okay, Riffy's gonna find out what kind is it.
We do daily taste tests on our donuts. It is indeed a raspberry jam.
It's a raspberry jam. Okay, suspicions were correct. And then, of course, over here, the very important chocolate frosting, the sugar coating. You're being very intentional with your sprinkles, which I appreciate.
I mean, I've been told before I have good sprinkle fingers, so that tends to be the task that I take in our kitchen is I do all the little last minute garnishings. So I've got some powdered sugar cake donuts, some chocolate, and some vanilla raspberry or some vanilla frosted. Just kind of provide a little bit of a break from all the fried.
Well, thank you for your sprinkle service here. Well, we are celebrating the first day, and it's almost the second night of Hanukkah. And a little bit later in the show, we're going to be going next door to Bunny Bakes. We're going to sort of see how the whole operation works. It's a very cool organization.
Boaz, I almost felt like we needed some breaking news animation right before she was like, this just in. It is, in fact, raspberry. That's right, I'm hearing.
Right. Well, we were all on our tiptoes, sort of like wondering what kind of jam was it, and finally Rifki was able to tell us. Thank you for...
I mean, the suspense in the studio,
Yeah.
I'm telling you. All right, Boaz, we're going to check back in with you very soon. Thank you. And you can pick up some Hanukkah treats of your own at Bunny Bakes and Specialty Coffee. They are open Sunday through Friday. And, of course, we're going to stop back in and check in with him in just a little bit. Now, what do you get when a small fib could affect the future of your relationship? Mikey, this sounds like a pretty sticky situation.
Yeah, it sure does. Luckily, our advice expert is in the house, and she's tackling a situation that started as a tiny white lie on a first date. But a couple years later, it turned into a very big secret. What should she do now? Natalie B has thoughts when Talk Pittsburgh returns.
Today's questions take us into the truth, half-truths, and the moments when they all catch up with us, because they do. Whether it's a secret you stumble into or one you've been holding on to, the fallout can be confusing.
Yeah, so how do you know how to move forward when honesty gets complicated? Luckily, we have some expert advice. Natalie Bensavanga is here to help us navigate these very tricky waters.
Back.
Yes, you're back.
We
missed me. We did miss you. All right, so let's get right into these situations, because this is a little bit of drama here. So I recently found out that I was adopted. I'm 24 years old, and I would have never known. But I took one of those DNA tests. My parents have never mentioned this to me, and no one in my family has either. I only did the test out of curiosity when my girlfriend decided to do it. But this is just a whole other level I was not expecting. What should I do? Boy.
Yeah, this one kind of threw me for a loop because, you know, I think we've all grown up where we've told our siblings at least once
They
you
were adopted,
you know.
yeah.
Sorry about that, Nick. But to experience that in real life and to actually find out that you are adopted, I think the shock of that would be the first thing. Then you'd have to accept the grief of it, that you thought your biological parents are not your biological parents. And then you'd probably be moving through some anger and betrayal. And so to me, it's like, I don't know where this person is in this process, but if there was ever a time for family therapy, this is the time. There's a lot of layers to this.
Well, and I think with adoptions, I mean, you can choose to have a private adoption for a number of reasons. So that could be the case, and I think some families fall into this. When is the perfect time to tell our children, are we going to? They make that decision based on, hopefully, what they think is the best thing to do in whatever situation they're in. I do think this becomes really hard, though, because of the increase in all of these DNA tests that we can do. I think it's really hard to keep stuff like that private anymore.
And I don't know if ethically it's a good thing to do, because just for medical reasons, you know, just for things like that, family planning purposes, there's so many things that I think connect people to their own sense of heritage and sense of self, and to feel as though your whole life is sort of this lie in a way would really create just a psychological break. And so I think for the health of his relationship or their relationship with their family and with themselves, they really need to address this, because to your point, I don't think the parents did this with any malicious intent. But the way in which we thought about adoption 30 years ago is not how we think of adoption now. It's becoming much more of a transparent process for this reason.
And really quickly, far too often, this has happened to people in my circle.
Yeah.
Do you find that there is a good age to talk about this?
I think it's really dependent on the child and the relationship that they have with their parental figures. But I think once they're at an age where they can understand these things, like, and that differs, especially girls and boys. But that's, once again, a reason that you should be engaging in kind of a family therapy or be in touch with a therapist when you're going through the adoption process, because each situation is different.
It's like as soon as they start asking about differences in other families, oh, they don't have a daddy, they have two daddies, they have one mommy.
There's age-appropriate ways to handle this, but to just not address it and then so blindly, that feels intense.
Okay, we don't have a lot of time for this next one, but I think this one is really interesting. A dating situation where a woman said that she was out on her first date with her now boyfriend of 2 years. She's been in this relationship together. Actually, I'm giving them genders, but I don't have that. I don't know why. This person said, I had a business degree, never actually finished it. I panicked, because he was graduating law school and I felt insecure. Now 2 years into a serious relationship, talking about moving in together. This person is reluctant about telling the truth. Employed, haven't lied about anything else. I find this to be really interesting. I think you just own up to it.
You got to own up to it. I said
it's not even that big of a deal.
This is not a big deal. This person's probably mostly embarrassed at this point. But I think the harm in not talking about it is they're going to find out eventually, and then it's going to be like, what else have you been hiding?
Right.
Which is not the case here. So if you, you guys are both in long-term relationships. The more you can go through things and get over them, the deeper the bonds, the more vulnerability that leads to deeper intimacy. This is a test. So if they're getting really serious, if they can weather this, and if her partner can go, it's okay, I'm glad you told me. If that's the reaction, then this is a good situation.
I think it would have a much bigger impact if he finds out.
Oh, yes.
In another way.
Yes.
That's not coming from her. That's where it's going to.
Just tell them the truth.
But this person did go to business school. They just didn't finish their degree. So it's not like, I don't know.
It's like a half lie.
I don't know.
What's a lie? What's a half lie?
It doesn't even feel like that big of a deal if you ask me.
No. But
have the conversation anyway.
Yes. Thanks, Nat.
Always.
All right, if you would like to read more of the Ask Natalie advice column, we're going to link you up on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.
And do you have your phone ready? If not, get it out right now, because you can help decide a topic that Natalie talks about the next time she's on the show. First up, a girlfriend who worried her boyfriend's work wife is getting a little too important. He texts his coworker goodnight every night before bed, always with a special emoji. Yeah, seems weird, right?
Nope.
Is this just friendly, or is the boyfriend crossing a line?
Crossing a line, I think. Okay, and your second option's a husband who thinks his marriage may be drifting. She says it's work stress, but she's dressing up more to go to the office, guarding her phone, and he's starting to fear the worst. Is this really stress or a sign of something deeper? You can vote by scanning the QR code or going to kdka.com/connect.
All right, and we will see you next time, Natalie. So good to see you as always. And still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, Martha Stewart is opening up on a surprising topic, her funeral. It's something we've all thought about, but she's putting thoughts into words. What did she find out? What did she have to say? We're going to find out after the break.
Every adult at some point has thoughts about their funeral, cremation, or burial services.
Right, of course, but there's growing interest in something else, a more natural type of burial, if you will. Martha Stewart was on a podcast recently, and she was asked if she wanted to be buried or cremated. Those were her two options in the question from the podcaster. But take a listen to what she had to say.
I'm going to be composted.
Now, what does that mean?
When one of my horses dies, we dig a giant hole, really deep, in one of my fields. We have a pet cemetery, and the horse is wrapped in a clean white linen sheet and very carefully dropped down into this giant, lovely grave. I want to go there.
Are you allowed to do that? Like, is that legal to wrap you in a white sheet and just bury you in your backyard?
It's not going to hurt anybody. It's my property.
I mean, I don't disagree. These coffin things and all that stuff, no way.
No way. She said, put me in the ground next to my horses.
Yes.
This is really interesting. And in fact, A few years back, we found out about a local place here in Western PA that is fascinating. They are doing kind of just this. I mean, I don't know that they use the word composting on their website, but this is video from when the Penn Forest Natural Burial Park came in to talk about this. Now, they did say that they don't use embalming fluid, and everything that they do use, including that wooden casket that you saw there, everything is compostable.
Yeah.
So it's a gorgeous burial park. And when we spoke with them, at the time, it was the only green cemetery, fully green cemetery in the state when we spoke with them 2 years ago. They have groves, or they have an area of just trees that you can be buried in. And they do some markers, not huge headstones like you would find in a graveyard, but they will do some markers, but everything has to be very natural to this area. So it has to be like a limestone or something that you would find naturally in Western PA, so specific to our area. They're not going to bring in something that's not like a marble.
Right.
You know?
No. I find it interesting that they did bring in props for that. The casket. I'm like, wow, they really.
I know.
You know what? I think I like this idea. The thought of being buried in nature, like you're one with nature. It seems very peaceful and less stress. And I do think oftentimes most of the time when someone passes away, it's hard to just sit in the grieving process because you're having to afford a funeral and everything that goes along with it. And so if this is a less expensive option where you don't have to pay for, funerals can be $15,000 to $18,000. So it can be really expensive.
We actually were just talking about this, Frankie and I, about what we would want. And I changed my mind from being buried to maybe being cremated. But I also told Frankie that I don't want the kids to have to hang on to my ashes. I do think that we have this weird attachment to or the guilt of, oh, I haven't been to my family member's grave in some time. And so you feel this heaviness that you have this responsibility to be there. And I know that a lot of this comes down to your beliefs and all of that, but I like this idea of just going back into the ground.
Yes,
you were
I do
just
too.
And if you're cremated, just putting the ashes where you want them to go.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to feel a responsibility to me after I'm gone in that way.
I absolutely know what you mean. And thank goodness people have a choice. There's a choice. So it might not be for everyone, but I am with you. Scatter me on a beautiful lake somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
take you up on a hillside. You'd love to hike. You're going.
Here we go.
Where are you going?
Be on a hillside somewhere.
Yosemite.
In the mountains.
Drop you off in Yosemite.
Just come visit me, though. All right, next on the show, Boaz is hanging out at a bakery and coffee shop that serves up more than just coffee and a pastry. They've got a unique mission. So, Boaz, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here at Bunny Bakes, yes, they've got all the delicious stuff you see here, but they also do all kinds of cool projects and employ folks of all abilities. We'll tell you more about that. That's right after the break. We're marking the first day of Hanukkah here in Squirrel Hill. We're at Bunny Bakes on Murray Avenue. They're serving up all kinds of Hanukkah treats here, but this is also a very cool organization. So we've got one of the heads here, Rabbi Morty here. So thanks for having us here at Bunny Bakes.
Thank you for coming. Bunny Bakes is a unique bakery coffee shop here in Squirrel Hill, started by the Friendship Circle, the executive director of the Friendship Circle as well. And it was built really out of a sense of inclusion, of finding opportunities for employment for adults with disabilities, alongside regularly trained neurotypical folks. So it's really
it's so welcoming. Whenever you walk in, Menachem here is greeting us.
Welcome to Bunny Bakes.
Thanks so much, and let's walk in a little more to see some of these delicious treats. So folks of all sorts of abilities are working here.
Yes, yeah. We pride ourselves in not being we like to say like a fishbowl, but it's really a space where people of all abilities can come and work.
How cool. And so for folks who aren't familiar with the Friendship Circle, what is the Friendship Circle?
So we like to describe ourselves, and this is my wife Rivki, as a community organization that focuses on excellent employment, particularly for people, or excellent inclusion for people with disabilities.
Yeah.
And so we provide social opportunities, get-togethers, holidays, cooking, art, fitness, whatever it may be, for folks with and without disabilities to get together for fun and friendship. And so this is kind of like our next step here at Bunny Bakes.
Yeah, and so how are you marking Hanukkah here at Bunny Bakes, Rifki?
We're having a good time. I mean, it's always a good time at Bunny Bakes, and I think that's part of what's been so fun about this whole business adventure, getting community to integrate and interact with what we do on a regular basis. So that's been really fun, and Hanukkah has just been a time to amplify some of that joy.
Right, and I know in addition to all the delicious stuff, you also have some fun little gift box ideas that you're packaging up right now for Hanukkah, maybe like a hip back there.
We went all out on the Bunny merch this year. We're very excited about the different things that we have to offer. We have Menachem and Mia here putting together some custom gift boxes that have been ordered. I'll put down my coffee to show off. We have these Bunny camper tumblers by Welly, locally sourced. We've got these Bunny ball caps. We have the Eco Cup, budget friendly, easy to throw in with a gift. We have these amazing Honey Bunny beanies, Mia styling.
Oh, I love it. It's like a little bunny latte art in there.
And then my favorite, we've got this Icon Crew with, not going to say who chose this, but my favorite drink on the back, a matcha. So lots of great ideas. Of course, there's sweets. We've been putting together hundreds, actually, of gift boxes. Schools have been ordering them for their teachers, friends, and it's a nice opportunity to support what we do, support our mission, and also get some really great gifts for people that you love and care about.
Sure, and speaking of sweets, I hear there are a couple sufganiyot we can maybe sample. Oh my gosh, I think there's a box coming for us right here. Oh wow. Okay. I feels like look at these over here. I don't even know which one to taste first. I'm gonna go chocolate sprinkles over here. Feel free to help yourself too. I don't want to be by myself. Oh, that's good.
That looks
a very happy Hanukkah over here.
So good. Happy Hanukkah, Boaz. Enjoy yourself, and thanks so much. That looks like an amazing organization. If you want to learn more about Bunny Bakes and their mission, we'll have a link for you on our website. Well, coming up on Talk Pittsburgh, the KDKA Free Care Fund at UPMC Children's Hospital makes sure no child is denied medical care. And this Thursday, during our 72nd annual telethon, you'll meet some of the kids whose lives have been changed because of your generosity. One of them is 6-year-old River Schaefer. Heather has more.
Yeah, Mikey River is a fighter born with 2 rare blood disorders, the only child in the world with both. His journey to survive will inspire you and show you why the Free Care Fund matters. That incredible story is next on Talk Pittsburgh.
Second annual KDKA Free Care Fund Telethon is this Thursday. The Free Care Fund at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh ensures no child is denied medical care.
And this week, as we get ready for the telethon, we want you to meet some of those children. Children like 6-year-old River Schaefer, one of this year's telethon junior co-hosts. Ken Rice shares River's story.
You're being too loud.
Spend even a few seconds with 6-year-old River Schaefer of Katanning, and you quickly learn he commands attention.
Oh, no. I thought you were leaving.
And rightly so. In his 6 short years of life, River has swum oceans, overcoming the odds.
It was just bad.
The moment he was born, doctors immediately knew something wasn't right.
He had a black eye, he had bruising all over his back, and they didn't know what was happening.
At just 3 weeks old, River was diagnosed with factor VII deficiency, which is linked to clotting in the blood. But doctors said something still wasn't right.
He's still bleeding too much, he's still bruising too much.
At 9 months, River was diagnosed with a second blood disorder, Glanzmann thrombocythemia.
So River had 2 bleeding disorders up against him, and we come to find out that he was actually the only one in the world with both of those disorders.
The only person in the world. His parents, Rick and Lauren, were terrified.
Scary.
Very scary.
Scary.
Because it was...
knowing that they had no protocol, no plan. There was no trailblaze before him for them to even begin to know what to do. So we knew we were going to be going through a lot of trial and error, a lot of letdowns, a lot of empty hopes. We had those. We definitely had those.
Any scratch or cut River got would bleed profusely.
Just for him to be able to play, everything had to been padded, had to put nice plush carpet in every room that he played in. The handrail for the staircase had to have pole noodles on because he'd climb on it.
By the time he was 2, he had been hospitalized 26 times already.
By the time River turned 4, his parents knew something had to give.
He's never been able to ride a bike. He's never been able to jump on a trampoline. He wasn't able to be a normal kid.
So, doctors at UPMC Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh decided to try a bone marrow transplant. River spent 3 months at UPMC Children's before eventually going home.
And then started developing autoimmune hemolytic anemia, which is a transplant complication. And it was actually the worst case that they have ever seen at Children's.
After another month in the hospital, he came home to a hero's welcome with a parade of emergency vehicles and community fanfare. But the excitement didn't last long. Less than a week later,
his body, we couldn't wake him up. We couldn't. And we got him to Children's very, very quickly, and he was taken to the ICU. And
his red blood count was in 3s.
Yeah, normal's like a 12. He was at 3.
Running the fever, couldn't stay awake.
We were telling the doctors, if you guys don't know what's going to happen to him, then we're going to take him home. We don't want to watch him. We don't want to watch him go in here. We're going to take him home. And they said, nope. We are not done trying yet. We are not.
Doctors tried drug after drug, some of it experimental.
The amount of medications that they were trying to get the hemolytic anemia under control were just outrageous.
And a lot of it wasn't covered by Rick and Lauren's insurance, which is where the Free Care Fund kicked in.
River wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the Free Care Fund. We would have not been able to afford that medication.
Let that sink in. Your donations to the Free Care Fund saved River's life.
There are not enough hugs and thanks that I can give. There's not enough on this planet that I can give. Because again, River wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the experimental medication that they started him on.
There are not the right words in the English language to express our gratitude.
They're also grateful to everyone at UPMC Children's.
For our family?
Yeah, our family. We became family. We saw them more than we saw our friends and family. They truly became our family.
They just were nice. Oh, that was geez.
River is now in 1st grade. He likes to play video games with his best friend Blake, but he's doing all the things he could never do before.
Ride 4-wheelers?
Yep, like racing Blake on 4-wheelers in the backyard, riding bikes, playing sports, just being a kid. And now, in an effort to pay it forward, River's family is giving back to the Free Care Fund.
We felt how much stress it pulled off of us receiving, all of it. So, we couldn't not.
In October, River's school held a penny a vote pumpkin war.
You put coins in your favorite button. Whoever gets the most gets to donate them to turn it into washable.
Half of the proceeds went to the Free Care Fund with a matching donation from a scholarship fund that was started in River's name.
We were on the receiving end for long enough, and now it was our turn to give back.
Give back, and now just watch River run.
Oh, wow. And this is the moment to help kids just like River. Please join us this Thursday from 3 until 8 p.m. and donate to the Free Care Fund.
Well, still to come on Talk Pittsburgh, it's more than toys. It's hope, joy, and connection. The Promise Center's Christmas toy giveaway is bringing families together this season. Find out how you can join the celebration. That's next. Well, the holidays are all about giving, and one local group is making sure kids in Homewood feel that joy.
The Promise Center is hosting its annual Christmas toy giveaway this Saturday And it's more than just toys. It's about building community and creating a safe space for families.
Joining us today are Nate Goodson, founder of the Promise Center, and Shaquela Reynolds, a parent who knows firsthand the impact that this center has.
And feeling very festive.
Yes, love your hat.
Thank you.
Welcome to the both of you. Nate, I'm going to start with you. For those who are not familiar with the Promise Center, tell us why you started it.
There was a pastor who, he ran out of school time program. He ran a church during the pandemic, and I had the opportunity to buy the church, but I had to make a promise to him that I would do something for the community. I knew I wasn't ready to be a pastor, but I know I can work with the kids. So he sold me the building. I fixed the building up, and I started running programming. It was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about that programming.
So the program that we started is like, it's a safe place to start off. So the kids will come in, they'll get help with their math and reading, and then we teach them life skills. It's just a safe place for the kids to come every day after school.
So the name of the center is truly right back to the promise that you made.
The promise that I made and that I have to keep to the pastor and God.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. Shaquela, I'd like to hear about how this place has impacted your family.
It helped us out a lot, especially me. Like, I got 5 kids, so my kids get to come down and volunteer. My oldest ones, my youngest son, he's 11. He gets to come every day after school. It's cold, so Nate picks all the kids up. And it's actually good because they're not walking in the community. They're actually getting picked up.
Yeah.
And it opens up a lot. Like, it's feeding them, it's helping them, it's making them want to be more successful.
You know, I think at some point in the last, 30, 40 years, we lost our village.
Yes,
and this feels like you've created a village.
Trying to start it all over.
Yeah.
He created a big village.
Yeah.
And I was talking to you earlier, Nate, and I told you that I grew up really close to Homewood and spent a lot of time there as a kid. Why was it important for you to create this center in this particular neighborhood?
Even though I grew up in Penn Hills, but like you mentioned, the village.
Yeah.
Penn Hills, the time I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, it was a village because everyone helped one another.
Yep.
So that has changed. So I thought if I come down and try to work with the kids, that's going to help everybody and put an impact in the community.
So let's talk about some of the fun stuff. I mean, you're doing wonderful work every single day, but there's a big toy drive that's happening, and this is going to directly help so many families and kids. Tell us about this.
So on December 20th, this Saturday, we'll have a toy drive where we give toys out to the kids.
That's great.
So this is like our 4th year. So what I do, I just set the store up like Old Hills or Zaire's.
Yeah.
The kids can just come upstairs and see the toys. I love seeing a smile on their face and just go through and pick 1 or 2 toys.
Now, I know a lot of times people will donate for younger kids. Your age group, though, goes
My age, it goes from 0 all the way up to 17.
Okay. So if you're going to donate, make sure to think about some of those older kids, too.
And the babies. 'Cause we
And
got a lot of
babies.
babies. We got a lot of babies who was
Yes.
born.
And Shaquela, I mean, this organization has been so helpful for you and your family in your life. You even work there now.
Yes.
Talk about the impact that it has made.
I could honestly say it's a very good impact. Like, not just with the children, but with adults, too.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as me, I get to be hands-on with the kids. Like, every time the kids come in, they're like, hi.
Yeah.
I'm like, hi. So it actually makes everybody happy. Like,
forming
even if you're down, just seeing them smile and say hi, it brings you up.
Oh, love that you guys came on to talk to us today about this. Thank you so much.
Thank you both.
And don't forget, there will be cookies and hot cocoa.
Oh,
so
cookies
if
and
you're
hot
cold,
cocoa.
there'll be cookies, hot cocoa, Santa.
Love all that.
And pictures.
Sounds like an amazing event. All right, well, the Christmas toy giveaway at the Promise Center of Homewood is this Saturday, December 20th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We have more information on our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh, and we'll be right back. Well, we all know it was cold on Sunday, but did you know the frigid weather shut down the People's Gas Holiday Market?
Well, this is rare. It's not unheard of. They closed to keep people safe from the cold.
Yeah, the holiday market is back open today and will continue through Christmas Eve. And remember, due to the construction of Market Square, the holiday market is in the cultural district this year. So good note there.
It is. Coming up tomorrow on Talk Pittsburgh, if your holiday menu could use a bold new centerpiece, this one's bringing the flavor. Find out how a simple glaze can turn an everyday cut into a Christmas Christmas showstopper.
And 5 years ago, and after surviving multiple organ transplants, Kyrie Beecham was a junior co-host for our KDKA Free Care Fund telethon tomorrow. We catch up with her and her family's inspiring journey.
Thanks so much for joining us for Talk Pittsburgh. We're also streaming on CBS News Pittsburgh at 9 tonight. KDKA TV News at 4, though, starts right now.